Welcome to Richard Scale Modeling. This is part 3 of MasterBox's at the end of the universe figures. These figures are all going on a diorama and the scale is 1 to 24. And in this part I'm going to be building the diorama itself. So let's jump into this and see how well I get on. To make up this diorama is very simple. What I've got here is a selection of little branches and twigs that I picked up from the garden. Just various shapes and sizes. And what I'm going to be doing is breaking them all down into little parts, then just building them up into a vague sort of tree shape. And I'll do this via a few different methods. As you can see, I've got the main trunk area, and I'm just digging a hole inside this part. Then I'll insert a branch into it, and it'll be all held together with a bit of super glue. And I'll just keep on doing this until I've got something that resembles a tree, as you see there. I'm just adding all different little branches and offshoots to make up the tree. The size I'm not particularly bothered about at the moment. Also, I want them to be large enough for a figure to go onto it. So I've got to keep that in mind. But the shaping, I'm just trying to make it look as organic as possible. So as you can see there, I've got another sort of tree here, and these are the plastic diorama trees that you can buy from any model shop. And these come in various different sizes. This is one of the larger ones. And here I'm using Humbrol's 1110 natural wood. Now, it's a good idea to paint these before you start shaping the tree. The reason for that is once you paint these and the paint dries, then you start twisting the branches into shape. It will break the paint up and it will look even more like bark when you do this. So just to show you as an example, just move my camera a little bit here. You've got the tree, and I'm just going to shape the branches. Now this is designed to be bended and twisted however you like. Again, like the natural wood I got from the garden, I'm just trying to make this look organic as possible. So I'm just bending it and twisting it into random shapes. And when you're doing this, don't worry if it's looking a bit too spiky or anything like that, because once you start putting on the foliage, it will start to resemble a tree. And that foliage is the cluster foliage you get from model shops. There's a couple of colours I've got here. I've got a light green that I've just shown you and a dark green. And this stuff can be used for bushes or for making foliage for trees and so on. And it's all clustered together in clumps, and you just pull it apart to the desired size that you wish. And once you do that, all you simply do is attach it to the branches. Now I'm using a little bit of super glue here, but you can just use white glue if you prefer. It takes a little bit longer to dry, of course. So if you're looking for it to be quick, just use a tiny little bit of super glue, and you place it onto your branch and just squeeze it onto the area. And if it's a spiky part, like a branch or the plastic aperture, it will poke through, and just build that up until it starts resembling the tree. And it's always a good idea to use the different colours as well. If you look at a tree, it's never going to be one colour that shaves the leaves and so on. So having different colours is better. It looks more natural. So here I've got a piece of foam board, and strangely enough, this is the foam board the offcut cut I used on the other diorama. It's always wise to keep those things and reuse them, because you never know when they're going to come in handy again. So I'm just putting the trees on and deciding what sort of shape that I want. And I'm just going to trace around a basic shape and then cut the foam board out. So I've gone for a sort of wavy shape. There's no rhyme or reason for this. It just happened to do a freeform shape, and instead of your normal oval or square, I wanted something different. The good thing about using the foam board for your base on dioramas is it's easy to cut. And if you're having to insert things like a trunk of a tree, for instance, you can either just push it through, or like I'm doing, using my hobby knife just to make a little hole. Obviously, it's a good idea, though, to mark these out before you start cutting, just in case you go wrong. But even if you do go wrong, don't worry about it so much, because, again, it should be that word organic, letting the whole diorama flow so it looks as natural as possible. So once I've done all my markings, I've taken the foam board and I've covered it in a layer of white glue. And here I'm using some static grass and just covering the area. Now, again, I'll be using different colors and types for this. It's all the same thing. It's just different colors. You want, just like the tree, you don't want one solid color unless you're going for, I don't know, a tennis lawn or something. But even then, you want slight variations in the color. And as you can see, I'm just sprinkling this around. Now, you can get shakers and things like this to act as a sieve, really, and put it on. But I prefer a direct control with my hand and just sprinkle it on. And once all the grass is on, it's time to attach your trays. And once more, I'm using a bit of super glue for this. So I'm just putting in the main tray first of all. You can see the hole there. The static grass is still damp. That's on purpose because I'll need to move a little bits and pieces around when I'm fitting the figures and branches, well, trees. And if you actually mark it too much, you think, oh, I shouldn't have pushed the grass away from that area, and you don't notice until everything is dry. It's a simple fix. You can either just re-glue it and add some more, or add some boulders or whatever you like, a bit of foliage, to cover up these areas, or you can just simply paint it as well, of course. So you can see, I'm just adding the other set of trees now. I want these in a tight cluster to resemble a deep wooded area, well, a part of it anyway. So again, it's all about your placements on these things. So now it's time to put the figures in. So first of all, it is the figure that I've named Grayson, which is the figure that's fallen from the tree. So he's face down on the ground. The next one is the Android type figure, and he's going to be placed there looking at his fallen comrade, as well as the female figure with the sword. Both of them are looking at their companion on the ground. Now, if you watched my previous video, you know I'm trying to commemorate the Dungeon Dragon game that I played where my character died. So Grayson is the guy on the ground, as I said. The female warriors going in. I had a little bit of difficulty getting this one to stand, but I got there in the end. I had to put a little bit more super glue on it. And the last figure to go on is the Tabaxian character. That's the cat person. The Tabaxian character was played by a friend of mine who managed to get grabbed and put on the tree as well, but he wasn't stupid enough to fall off the tree and die like I was. So this will bring the part 3 to an end. If you haven't done so already, why don't you go and check out the channel for my other builds? If you subscribe to the channel, please do so. Hit the notification bell, that way you'll be kept up to date, not only with this build, but all my other builds as well, of course. Hit the like button, don't be afraid to leave a comment, and of course you can share the video. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. Bye bye.